The entire world has been dealing with the fallout of the coronavirus for nearly 6 months at this point, and sports fans have been dealing with the lack of live sporting events so that we as a society can do our part to protect the most vulnerable people. The motorsports industry has been able to capitalize on virtual racing, primarily through iRacing, to give the fans some sort of live entertainment. This has brought in many new potential NASCAR fans, as huge numbers of new people have tuned into the virtual races who have never watched a NASCAR race. Yes, everyone knows that virtual racing is not the same thing as racing a real car on a real track, but it is a good distraction, and it has provided something new for fans to watch while simultaneously bringing in fresh new eyeballs to the sport of auto racing. NASCAR has made the decision to jump back into action by racing with back-to-back Cup races at Darlington, followed by back-to-back races at Charlotte Motor Speedway to close out May. That means that they're adding 2 new races at Darlington and 1 new race at Charlotte, presumably to preserve the 36-race championship season, meaning that at least 3 races on the original schedule are not going to happen. Now, a lot of experts are saying that this pandemic is not going to end anytime soon, so the future of the NASCAR schedule is certainly up in the air. Suppose that NASCAR is not able to get in races at multiple venues in addition to the 3 races that they are already losing. What happens to the Cup schedule then? What about the Xfinity and Truck schedules? NASCAR has been clear. They want to race a full season, and they want the playoff schedule to remain unchanged. I have always believed that the foundation of the sport, the grassroots level, must be strong for the sport to thrive. Over the last couple of decades, NASCAR has not done themselves any favors at the grassroots level. Money that used to be pumped in by Winston during the 90s hasn't been available, and many of the grassroots tracks have been experiencing a slow, painful death ever since that time. All of that said, I believe that this pandemic presents an unprecedented opportunity for NASCAR. An opportunity to connect with the old school fans and share its rich history with new fans. Assuming that NASCAR needs to keep teams within driving distance of their race shops in the Charlotte region for a longer period of time, they can visit several historic venues that don't have the fan capacity or amenities to host a plethora of fans. I'm talking about tracks like Hickory Motor Speedway, Greenville Pickens Speedway, Kingsport Speedway, and Myrtle Beach Speedway. They are ready to host racing today, and they have all hosted Cup or Xfinity racing in the past. There are other tracks in the region that are also ready for racing right now. Of course, there's also that speedway over in Rockingham, North Carolina, which admittedly is a terrible location for fan support, but it could be ready for racing in weeks with a little bit of work. North Wilkesboro Speedway returned for a virtual event on iRacing, and the nostalgia buzz went wild. And while that track may not be suitable for any kind of racing in its current state, I hope that the excitement that has been generated is eye-opening for NASCAR. The old fans want to see a glorious return to NASCAR's roots, and the new fans need to connect with the foundation of the sport. Big events on a national stage are especially attainable when fans can't be in attendance anyway. I know there are logistical challenges and safety concerns at some of these venues, and those would obviously need to be addressed. But I do think there's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right in front of our noses. Something to think about. Until next time, try not to end up hard in the wall.